named Mayfield, has changed the complexion of Oklahoma offensively. But you could say, as I bring in my favorite Sooner, Spencer Tillman, for Bob Stoops, it's back to the future.
Well, Timmy, these fans here in Oklahoma don't mind partying like it's 1999 as long as it produced wins. And that's what Bob Stoops did. He dipped back in his offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach Mike Leach, and he got his youngest protege, perhaps the brightest, Lincoln Riley. He comes in here, and there's no question he's going to put up great numbers. I'm really interested in how he will integrate some R.J. Pirine, his great running back. 1,700 yards last year. At this pace, just over 111 yards to this particular point. Can he produce that moving forward? That projects to about 777 yards. That's less than half of what he produced last year, Timmy. That's the key.
This is a Tulsa team that will chunk it and play tempo, 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 and they have the second best tandem in productivity in receiving in the country.
Kieris Garrett is a big target, man. He's 6'4", about 221 pounds. He's going to go up and get it, and what makes their offense work, he's got Kevin Lucas opposite of him that's going to give him that compliment. This back end for Oklahoma is very athletic and talented, but Timmy, they're going to be tested to a tremendous level so far with this tandem here.
You talk so often about how can you stand a full cup of success. We'll find out about Oklahoma today, won't we?
You bet we will, my friend.
It should be a lot of fun. We'll hear from Bruce Feldman, the third member of our broadcast team, when we come back. It's the first of a plethora of games on the Fox Sports family here on FS1. OU living on Tulsa time. Family Memorial Stadium, the third member of our broadcast team, as promised, Bruce Feldman. Bruce.
Tim, new Tulsa coach Philip Montgomery's turned one of the most dismal offenses into one of the most dangerous. Already 16 plays of 20 yards or longer. That's sixth best in the country. For comparison's sake, they were 89th in the country at that point last year. This is basically Baylor Jr. And remember, the last 4 times they placed this kind of system, they are allowing 42 points a game.
Yeah, these two teams and coaching staffs know a great deal about one another. I mentioned the 100th game played under Bob Stoops in this building. He is 91-8 in home games played here in Norman. Who's got the football, Spencer?
Well, first of all, it's about explosive plays. You know, our partner downstairs talked about the ability to do that. Well, can you do that against elite talent? That's the key for this Tulsa Hurricane offense. Tempo, tempo, tempo. It takes 2 to tempo. We talked about Lucas and Garrett, the great outstanding wide receivers. They will help them do that. And if they're on their game, extended drives will be a natural byproduct of their athleticism. So, again, match up a lot of power in that lineup for the Hurricane of Tulsa. He's in control of this offense at the line of scrimmage.
He gets rid of it quickly. That's Josh Atkinson, the intended receiver. He's out. It's an internal team matter. The young man did a good job. May have gotten there a little soon. 3rd and 10. Evans in trouble. Ducks under at about the 25, maybe the 26, so they net about a yard or 2 on their opening series. That's it. Need to know when Oklahoma has the football.
Partner, we talked a little bit about in the open. It's about finding balance. Some R.J. Pirine, got to get him untracked here. And I think what will help them in this system that uses the pass to set up the run, it's the sure hands. They've got to be able to do that. And Pirine showed you he had some. D.D. Westbrook had a couple of drop passes a couple of weeks ago, and then one against Tennessee. He's got to be sure. Then the offensive line play has got to step up. Orlando Brown's going to be a great one in years to come. He's young. He's athletic. And then speaking to Merv Johnson, the former offensive line coach, now working radio, he's
for this OU team. Mayfield looking long for Westbrook. He's got it. Single coverage.
Yeah, there's Jarrett Wilson out there. You can see press coverage. He gets to the outside. Does Westbrook. We talked about four-handed, and he was on that particular play.
You can see there that he pulled a hammy trying to defend him. And there's Deron Neal right away. Did he get in? Just shy of the end zone inside the 1. 59 yards in 2 plays. Pirine stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Patrick Flowers is checked into the backfield. He will lead Pirine this time. And again, no gain. In fact, may have lost another half yard. Mixon and Pirine in the backfield, as you mentioned, out of the shotgun. Play fake over the middle pass. A laser thrown a little too hard for Shepard and thrown a bit behind him. So a win for the Tulsa defense, given the fact that they gave up 59 yards in 2 plays. 3-0 our score. Oklahoma having to settle for the 20-yard field goal. First-year coach Philip Montgomery. Dane Evans, as we mentioned. veteran here, but not with this offense in college. He did throw for over 3,000 yards a year ago. That's a quick look in that's caught by Kieris Garrett. Garrett will a lot of times spread.
Sumlin, Dana Holgerson, you can go down the line. But one thing they all have in common, they use pace and tempo, and you're looking at a matchup right here by the quarterback. Nice.
Beautiful. To Garrett. You know, and he's got a tremendous arm. Evans' arm is as good as you'll see. A
Tougher guy, nickel guy, Sanchez in that slot. They're not backing away on the Hurricane.
Here's Langer. He quickly pops through to the 40-yard line of Oklahoma. That's
just inside. You can't really cover that. That's why Tulsa will always remain in this game.
Second and 2. There's Atkinson. He had a big touchdown catch going deep early against New Mexico last week.
In the middle.
There's Garrett again. Breaks the tackle and down to the 12-yard line of Oklahoma. Ahmad Thomas, 13, brought him down. Against this Oklahoma defense. Something's got to give here.
And Timmy, I will tell you this, clearly Oklahoma has great athletes on the back end. That's to exploit it if Evans continues to make the right choices.
Third and 11. Garrett settles in, breaks another tackle, and manages the 5-yard line. That's 2 yards shy of a first down. So particularly that first week when they were forced to OT. This is from 23 yards to the right hash. Out of the hold of Joseph Calcagney, a name that should sound familiar to many. The backup quarterback for Philip Montgomery. And the Golden Hurricane answer. Dinking and dunking and looking for streak routes and post patterns. They settle for 3 from the leader in the country, Redford Jones.
First down.
Let's welcome back to the proceedings in our studio in Los Angeles, Jenny Taft for this Lowe's game break.
Tim, thanks so much. Number 4, Michigan State hosting Air Force, and senior Connor Cook, calm under pressure, fires to Josiah Price for the 15-yard touchdown. Our very own Joel Klatt says Cook is the top QB available. The upcoming NFL draft, Spartans up 7-0 early. Tim Spencer, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jenny. Well, if Klatt says it, it's got to be true. Play fake to P-Rod, and Mayfield is now running for his life. He can do this, though. Boy, he got away out of all kinds of trouble in Knoxville last week. Takes himself out of bounds at the 25. They've had some premature movement by Tulsa as Brooks on the what could be free play is stopped after about a loss of a yard or so. But
Uluducin on that infraction there on the left side of that interior line for Tulsa.
Encroachment.
Offside. Defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Forwarded to it today.
First down from the 30. Boy, great penetration by that interior front of Tulsa. Brooks is stopped way back at the 26.
Just ran right into the teeth of that stunt. That was the problem on that one, Timmy.
Second and 13. Mayfield throws the out pattern to Shepard. Stopped at the 39. That'll be a yard shy of a first down in front of Kerwin Thomas, the sophomore from Wagner, Oklahoma, number 2 for Tulsa. Third and 1. They go tempo. Mayfield. We got a marker down coming in late from the side judge. Looks like we've got procedure, false start against Oklahoma as they tried to go tempo.
False start. Offense, number 15. Not all 11 players were set. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Shepard again, same pass pattern that got them to within a yard of the first down. He'll swing pattern out to Mixon. Beautiful cutback against the grain and inside the Tulsa 40. You know, we talked about the familiarity here with Stoops and Philip Montgomery. How about defensive coordinator Bill Young? He's been at it for a long time. On first down, Mayfield decides to tuck it. And he's got wide open spaces. Touchdown!
Perlman one of your strings break, can you still make music? Mayfield certainly can. When he pulls it down, Timmy, and he's headed for the house. The patient to
presented by Geico. Baker Mayfield with a wonderful decision here.
Well, it was a tremendous job of his eyes staying upfield to bring in the coverage, and then when it broke down, he was able to take advantage of it. Timmy, that's just an excellent impromptu play and a decision by his quarterback to take advantage of a coverage scheme.
It's really an interesting story how Mayfield got here and became the quarterback at just the right time for Lincoln Riley's arrival. Decided to walk on at Bennett, Texas Tech. You know, they didn't really know how good he was until he was on an intramural softball team. Line, Billy Sims. Hello.
Marcus Dupree.
Yeah. Even Lucas on the receiving end of this pass. What they do in real time and force Oklahoma.
Well, Oklahoma's got to get in coverage here. They busted this coverage on the back end. This is going to result in significant yardage.
And another first down. This one for Connor Floyd. Reception.
Tari Bird was back in their free safety spot.
There's a little bubble screen. Good pop. Ooh, they had it ready. Garrett caught it. You could see both Floyd and Lucas with blocks out there, and he. Brewer, a yard shy of the first down at the 49. Stopped by Jordan Evans, 26. Brewer, I don't think so. A lot of help coming up in that secondary to help the interior wall, led by Romar. To be doing this?
No, I think it's a good decision. Look at the edge. Look at up at the right, Timmy. The read is there.
Langer looks like he has enough. Took it over the right-hand side. That guard, Chris Wallace, has been there a while. Looks very, very close. Now Oklahoma saying that they may have stopped him. So will be, and I think Tulsa's thinking we didn't get a good mark at all.
Wow.
Langer stopped. So in many respects, he may question this mark.
To go the opposite direction.
That could really tilt this game for Oklahoma now. The style of offense that Tulsa plays, they know they can score, but being behind by 2 versus 1 score is problematic. D.D. Westbrook on the receiving end. Couple of yards shy of a first down, maybe 3. Mayfield looking for Shepard. There was a bump, and there's a flag. Mayfield sends again Shepard to the bottom of the screen. Tulsa with inside pressure, but P-Ryan navigates through it. Past the 20, inside to the 19-yard line. Mayfield, outstanding run there by Andrews, 81. He's a guy that can play tight end. They can set him out to play wide receiver. Split out wide to the top of your screen. And he's going to get it. Right on cue. Nixon. Touchdown. The wide receivers to block for him.
Timing is everything. You see Orlando Brown out there, number 78, trying to get a block. Westbrook pulls up, does the smart thing, does not commit an infraction and block in the back. And you saw the power. And
well, you could say the Sooners have done a nice job of mixing it up. And they lead by 2 touchdowns. Even though we're very early in this game.
Last decade.
I have TCU 2 and Alabama in the 3 position. That would be the only difference for me. Michigan State certainly worthy after their win against Baylor of being in the 4th position as Langer takes it ahead to the 30-yard line. Ahmad Thomas he's going to stop. We mentioned Bruce Feldman.
I thought Ohio State looked like a defending national champ, and that was an impressive win to shut down the Oregon run game the other day.
Well, Zach Langer just got right through the Oklahoma interior wall and gets it inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. The 1 catch today for 6 yards so far. Nice. Brewer pops it, this time over the right side, so challenging the left side of that Oklahoma defensive front, and it's been successful for them. Hatari Bird, the free safety, making the stop, the junior from Fresno. Tip of your screen, keep an eye on that. Evans has to bring it down, manages the 15-yard line, and yet again another decision. 2 yards away from a first down for Philip Montgomery. 32 yards. It's blocked. Sanchez got through there, kept it alive, and the Sooners are on top of it at midfield. Devontae Bond may have been the guy that blocked it.
You can't see him in the framework right now, but you can see him right there doing a great job of jumping over. We call this, he's the jumper. Right between them, that's textbook, just like Jerry Glanville used to teach us back in the day, Timmy. Great special teams effort there.
Oh, it hit him right.
Man, that's great. Hit him right in the chest.
Yeah. Decision to go for it. The second, the decision to get 3. Pirine in the backfield, Mayfield with time. Deron Neal. You know, you forget sometimes how highly celebrated a player Deron Neal was coming out of high school. Take a look at it, and they will.
So maybe it was the spot that they're
I think it may be the
interested
spot.
in, because he's inbounds.
Yeah.
Clearly, he makes the completion.
I think they're looking for the spot. Yeah, I think they're looking at the spot. I think the spot was a little further down. No question he was inbounds when he caught it. I think they're curious. Yeah, right there he stepped out back at the 32.
Good things also.
Yeah. Mayfield, by the way, now 9 of 11 with a touchdown running and passing, 140 yards in the air. Overall, I should say, 140 yards overall. Now here is the pass. Pitch out coming to Pirine. Inside the 30 down to the 26-yard line. He had 48 touches. He and Pirine and Mixon, between the two, they had 48 touches in that game last week.
Nice.
So they're getting the ball just a different way. Mayfield. Nice job of Shepard coming back to the ball. And another 1st and goal coming for Oklahoma. Pirine the lone setback. Mayfield. He'll take it again and waltz in for another touchdown.
Boy, if you're Jordan Mitchell trying to defend this, number 13, after Mayfield brings this ball down and does a tremendous job of faking everybody out and finds.
Not have fourth quarter fatigue in that game in Knoxville. They did not get the ball past midfield until 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter last week and came from 17 down to win. Westbrook on the crossing pattern. First down to the 45-yard line of Tulsa. There he goes, Brooks again into the boundary. Inside the 40 to the 39. Number 40, Trent Martin, the junior from Jinx, Oklahoma. With Pirine, plenty of room. Samaje Pirine takes it inside the 15-yard line of Tulsa.
That's when he's at his best, Tim.
Lost the football. Tulsa is on top of it. And frankly, it comes at a time when they really needed it, and it's Alexander that's on top of it.
And you can see Pirine here on the little ISO play downhill with a tandem block off the side. He just puts a hat on it, man. It just comes right out. It's tough to see it from that back angle, but ball security. Linscott got it out, but it's ball security. Pirine should never give that ball up. He's big and strong enough to protect it. It's all about ball security once you get in that red area.
So years ago, they want to see more from him in coming games. Langer tries to pop free beyond the 11 to the 13-yard line. Beautiful settle to Garrett. Kieris Garrett right in front of Sanchez.
What he's doing from a scheme standpoint.
2nd and 14. Nice pump fake and a back shoulder throw that's a beauty. That's a first down.
Prowess of Sanchez. They are working him out on that back shoulder stop route. That's a big-time pro throw right there, Tim.
Without a doubt. That's something you'd see from Drew Brees. Here comes a sack. Back at the 33-yard line. And it's Ahmad Thomas coming on the blitz from the strong safety position. Up 2nd and 16. Langer bounces outside. Strong run by the senior. Atari Bird keeping this drive alive and doing something special to extend this game and stay in it. Keeping their defense off the field would be huge.
He's got him in this Twins look here right now.
There it is. Wow. Atkinson right on cue. That's a first down Golden Hurricane at the 43 of Oklahoma. Garrett with 8 receptions, 88 yards. Lines up at the bottom of your screen. Lucas is down there with him. On second down. There it is again, right at the marker. Atkinson again. That one snared out of the air by Atkinson. Evans with a pump fake. That's got to be a flag. Atkinson
really taking advantage of the new player, the new kid in the back end of this coverage scheme for the Sooners.
Play fake to Langer. The throw is right on target. Touchdown, Atkinson. What a remarkable drive for the Golden Hurricane. They're going to have to identify that later on. It began with the P-Ryan pilfer, courtesy Lynn Scott and Alexander. And it led to Atkinson. 4 receptions, 58 yards. This, the culmination, and 6. Sanchez, who's really one of their best corners, was victimized earlier in the game. Here's Mayfield, who may wind up the leading rusher in this game based on all the room he's finding as Tulsa defensively decides to max cover.
On one down the field, so the coverage will eventually break down. He'll have an opportunity to run in freelance.
From the 46 on first down.
Nice.
Shepard hammered, but he hangs on and comes up with his guns ablazing. Brooks remains the setback. They go wide receiver screen again.
A different tactic on the edges here now.
Third down, a yard to go.
Soft coverage down here.
At the bottom of your screen where Meade is located. Mayfield is flushed. Boy, he throws it up well on the run, and it's dropped. That hit Dallas Todd between the 1 and the 9. Blitz coming off the corner, and Mayfield is sacked. Linscott. That guy's everywhere.
Yeah, Matt Linscott came screaming. He was hell-bent for election on that one, man. When he do what they say and they execute the play.
Third down and 4. Evans' pass is blocked. Great penetration coming there from Oklahoma. Mixon on first down. Well, he just won't go down, will he? Fans admire the run. Great effort that time by Joe, the redshirt freshman.
Physical run by Mixon on that play against Sooners. Not in a hurry necessarily because they've got a lead.
Mayfield in traffic. Gets away from Martin. Takes himself out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Trent Martin grasping for air there.
Your eye on the quarterback to defend the play properly.
2nd and 2. Mayfield to a wide open Mark Andrews. The 3-touchdown cushion again. You think of Sterling, you think of Neal, sometimes D.D. Westbrook, but how about this converted tight end? Hello. Wide open moments ago.
Well, where's he at? Right here? Okay, there he is. He's going to work down here against this linebacker, then work his way down the middle of the field. And let's see the release. A nice little release. He splits the zone coverage. That's just a busted play by the underneath coverage. And it's Katie barred the door after that one, man. That's a nice job of dissecting it. Mayfield saw him open, split the coverage, touchdown. And there to stop that play for a short gainer.
3rd down 6.
4-man rush.
Tipped into the air as Sanchez jumped the route in front of Garrett. He knew exactly what was coming that time. He had seen it. First down and 10 for Oklahoma. Brooks with a nice cut. 10 tight ropes beyond the 25. They'll say he stepped out just at the 25-yard line.
Now, I hope I'm not indicting myself, but, you know.
2nd and 1, really less than that.
Nice read.
Mixon ahead to the 35-yard line. But in the FBS, less than 4,000 enrolled at Tulsa. Mayfield looking long, going for the home run. He's got it, Shepard.
He should.
Mayfield with already 300 plus in the air. Mixon Did he lose it? I
Yes,
believe he did. Tulsa comes away with another one.
Turnovers can do it. You can see him cutting against the grain. Again, the ball seems to be secured.
I think it got stripped right there. Number 20. Really happy to be back playing again this season for Tulsa. 1st and 10 from the 20. Those 2 big turnovers have kept the Golden Hurricane in it. They are going quickly here. They do have 2 timeouts that they can utilize. Langer again. That's a 1st down, so the clock stops. He's ahead to the 35-yard line. Stephen Parker made the tackle.
Faster than you can defend him. Zone read, come off and play action.
That pass was tipped and still caught by Atkinson. Boy, he's putting on a clinic. Parker tipped that into the air, so he... Evans brings it down. Makes a nice decision there, and Kieris Garrett decided to come back to his quarterback, make himself available because he had a cushion. 17 yards on that pickup. It pops free again for Langer. This has got to be somewhat concerning for Oklahoma, the ground yardage being given up. Joined this staff along with Dyron Reynolds, who's working with the defensive line, and really that's what it's about. It's about communication. By the way, going back to my hometown's bowl game, it all started, when you think about it, for the Stoops era.
2000.
1999, 2000. They came into my hometown to play in the Independence Bowl, got that opportunity, lost the game to Ole Miss. Then after they left, they went on a streak of 20 consecutive wins.
And winning in such a short period of time, a national title.
Langer. Further proof, by the way, that all great things happen once you've come to my hometown.
Once you
play fake. Evans throws. He's got it in the end zone. Lucas, touchdown. What a big throw that was. 28 yards.
The zone read brings up the underneath coverage, and Evans, it wasn't the greatest thrown ball, but I'll tell you what, it was pretty much on the mark, and defending it was our old buddy here with some momentum. Again, we talked about steady progress. Both Mike, Bob Stoops, and Lincoln Riley all indicated the same thing. It was like they were in the same place.
Look at this. Well, why not? It's the end of the half, and it looks like they got it, and they did. Tulsa's got the ball with 9 seconds left. McKinley Whitfield, 21, comes away with it. Obviously, they've got a shot at 2 plays.
I think you take a shot. Timmy, you got 9 seconds. You can actually get 3 plays off at 9 seconds with this offense if it's incomplete.
Yeah, he's going deep. He's going for it all right here. Hail Mary time. He's got it in the corner of the end zone. It's Kieris Garrett. Can you believe it? That ball was put in a position, frankly, where no one but a Golden Hurricane was going to come down with it.
One receiver is going to be just in front of the line, Garrett at 88, and then the back end, when you go up and catch that ball at his highest point, you don't script it any better than that. Evans in the execution, Garrett, fantastic job. Total yards today, 866 between them. Tulsa's got 397 of that. OU 466. You talk about a track meet. That ultimately is going to come back in the end line. Number 88 lagging back just in case one of these two can't. His job is to stand there on the end line. Not needed in that case. Garrett went up with that finely thrown ball by Evans. Did a fine job. This is his job, to stand there on the end line in case the ball comes back. But again, great effort by the quarterback, Evans.
Ahmad Thomas is there, but he's not in a position to make a play on the ball. That's the length and the width of the field with a Hail Mary that's thrown perfectly.
Well, again, it's all about execution, and again, it's cliche. They talk about it being a game of inches, but that's what it comes down to.
Here at Owen Field, Oklahoma's lead only 7, 31-24 here at the break. Alongside Spencer Tillman, Bruce Feldman down on the sidelines. How about a 28-point swing off costly turnovers by OU with fumbles?
Well, it was clearly self-induced. I mean, Oklahoma put it on a plate for him, and the Golden Hurricane turned this second half into a Category 5 storm, and they came back. Some R.J. Pirine put it on the ground. Quickly points Evans, finds his receiver in the end zone for the touchdown. And again, Oklahoma's Running backs having a very difficult time with ball security. Mixon this time gives it up. Evans makes him pay for it with a dart in the end zone for another score. And then the failure to execute on one of the greatest plays, I believe, in all of college football, the onside kick. You got to be aware of it. Tulsa knows who they are. They converted, acting again in the end zone for the touchdown. That was a tremendous job by the Golden Hurricane of Tulsa responding to mistakes on the part of the Oklahoma Sooners.
Dane Evans has proven that he can throw the rock with anybody.
This is exactly what Oklahoma struggled with in the first half defensively anyway, getting in the position to make plays.
Samaje Perine, the lone setback, opening play, third quarter. Perine breaks free. On ahead for first down. Mudo makes the stop. They'll have to be careful here now on 3rd and 13.
Sooners don't look like they're bringing pressure. This is like a four-man front.
Going long, streaking down the sidelines. Atkinson, there's a bump, but it's going to be called. Yep. Time. And it's a big-time first down to keep the drive alive for Tulsa. Evans on the run, floats it out there. Incomplete for Atkinson, and Banasour was covering. Evans swings it out to Langer. That's a first down and then some. You know, they're using sometimes those receivers and those quick slants. And
Number one, the inside linebacker that got picked on that play, Timmy, he couldn't get over and cover.
Wide receiver screen to Atkinson. He's ahead for 8 or 9.
They're doing the heavy lifting on this drive.
2nd and 3. What was that statement you had in your 3 things we needed to know? Tempo against better athletes. 3rd and short. Langer stops short. Nothing doing. And how many times at about this place on the field has Philip Montgomery had a decision to make on 4th and 2? BYU, UCLA right here on FS1, the home for college football. Beautiful read. Yeah, again, Mayfield has been so solid through the course of the day. Gets it out to the 29 in the arms of Osiabu, as was the case a little earlier on the Oklahoma side. Quick out pattern to Shepard. That's a first down. Knocked out of bounds immediately at the 34-yard line.
Well, Tim, number 23 Northwestern trailed Duke at halftime, but how about the opening kickoff in the second as sophomore Solomon Volt sees the opening, takes it home for the 98-yard return for the TD. The Wildcats now up 12-7, Tim.
Well, that's a fantastic matchup of two outstanding programs academically. Joe Mixon out ahead for a first down to the 46-yard line. Mayfield with all kinds of time. A.D. Miller makes the catch at the 42-yard line. 24 now for Oklahoma.
Nice patience.
By that you mean Mixon waiting for his block and his avenue to open up.
You're
Frankie
right.
Davis with the tackle.
You're absolutely right, Tim, and it wasn't quite a smoke through a keyhole move, but he orders.
Mixon the lone setback. Deron Neal reels it in just inside the 30. That was a tough pass thrown a little behind him, and he was going to get popped, and he was by Kerwin Thomas when they had these drives with fumbles. There have been many stops by Tulsa's defense, and here's Baxter. Touchdown!
On that play, coming back to the wide side of the field. This is what the matchups are all about. Getting the ball to Baxter and other great elite athletes in space, trying to make a play.
We're busy with that. All of the work that they do as insiders following this great game. They've got the field spread. Nice. There's a perfect quick slant to Atkinson. And that is just, they've been feasting on that all day today.
Quarterback is doing on those quick routes.
On 3rd and 10. Quick out, streaking down the sidelines. The pass is caught. Justin Hobbs, 29 on the receiving end.
Yeah.
He remains in the game. Hobbs up at the top of your screen. Evans under pressure, has to unload. Well, that Floyd saved an interception. Absolutely saved an interception. We've got a marker down. Passer here.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 23 of the defense. Below to the head. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Devontae Bond coming off the edge there. 6'1", 238-pound senior putting pressure, man.
I don't know.
I don't know if we agree with that one, but relatively young last year, but the year more experience, you don't expect that to happen, Timmy.
There it is, the safety valve. Langer takes it right into the teeth of that secondary. Hatari Bird shoves him out of bounds. Another first down, 11-yard gain.
Evans demonstrated his leadership on that play.
Slant again. It's there every time. In front of Mbonasaur, Josh Atkinson gets it ahead to the 7-yard line.
Josh not quite as big, but you know, at 6'2", 208, it's going to be a completion more often than not.
Langer. Did he get in?
Yeah, he did.
I think he may have gotten in. They're going to mark him just shy, it appears. It was close.
Yeah, it was close.
First and goal. Langer again. Touchdown.
Hello.
That was a strong Golden Hurricane drive right there. The performance of one of their teams today. Hanging tough. Baylor Light, huh? Playing with the heavy hitters today. And Dane Evans is saying, yeah, Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I can play with you guys. Absolutely.
I mean, the difference is negligible. And again, I think what that speaks to is the competency of the quarterback. But
already has one NCAA record. A year ago against Kansas, he rushed for 427 yards, breaking Melvin Gordon's one-week-old single-game record. In addition to his 427, he found the end zone 5 times on a rainy day.
Well, they came out here this second half, did the Sooners, trying to establish that run game. We'll see as Joe Washington gives them a hug there if they give a chance to continue to establish it, or
similar kind of game for the Colts back in the day. Mayfield, his maneuverability is an ally, but that time Trent Martin was able to make the shoelace tackle at third sack given up by Oklahoma. Mayfield. With room, that's Deron Neal for a first down. The coordinator just trying to keep the Sooners in front of his defense. Bubble screen to Neal. What did I say about staying in front? He almost got behind them off that quick wide receiver screen.
Yeah, a lot of bodies in that narrow space over there. The picks naturally occur, and if you can get open.
And Daniel Brooks now in the backfield. D.D. Westbrook. First down.
Westbrook so far, he's a very mature kid out of Blinn College with Cam Newton, who came before he went to Auburn.
A sit-down curl to Joe Mixon to the 19-yard line of Tulsa.
Hands on the move, even as opposed to a check down.
Mayfield. Like having a... So you bring in another 2nd and 8. Oh, look out. Mayfield. Look at him create space. What a pass. That's Andrews. That's a touchdown. You can have a little of it if you're this good.
Watch him pull it down, Timmy. Finds trouble. Scan moves, get out of there. Squares his shoulder up and delivers a strike for the score. Tim Brando, he looks like a candidate.
Fortune of getting to call Johnny Football's last game at home at College Station. You made the comparison. You brought it up a moment ago. There you see the numbers this season for Baker Mayfield.
Thanks, Tim. Number 22, Missouri hosting UConn. The Huskies looking for the upset. Under a minute to play, trying to tie it late with a field goal, but wait, they go for the win. Backup quarterback Tim Boyle is intercepted by Anthony Sherrills, and the Tigers cut out the clock, hold on to win 9-6.
They'll take it.
Two-time defending.
Yes, gotta believe it's 4-down territory the rest of the way for them, though.
No question.
Gotta believe that.
Cut down the splits. Look at this little safety here high. The slant is wide open for him.
Brewer in motion.
Pressure two.
He's going to go fade towards Brewer. He doesn't even see the ball. Only on Fox. Samaje Perine in the backfield. He'll tote it off the left-hand side. Gets it out to the 40-yard line. And
Has 6 and also 550 yards plus offense.
yeah, he could get to that 7th. He could. And that's why you should have gone for it on 4th down, Tulsa. And to the 45-yard line. I mean, they could be putting the exclamation point on this one right here, right now.
Route instead of trying to go up top with.
Right. I'll listen to that. Going with that fade pattern that Brewer couldn't even see in the air was a curious call. There's early in the day. I think they've thrived with this full cup of success that they've got going. Sterling Shepard on the receiving end. But this was one of those games you look at it, Spencer. They were primed to be pushed today.
You get whether at LSU or at OSU, it's about the style of the game that matters.
4th and 2. Perine got the first. Yes, he did. With a little bit of help. Perine again to the 20. And another first down. Tick, 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 tick.
Well, that's what he does best. And again,
I remember that. I sure do. Perine, by the way, is up to 83 yards on just 12 carries. He's getting a few more, though. And more. And more. And touchdown. Got to 103 just like that.
And there is their end of the limit. What do, Timmy? You have great success running the football and your wide open spread attack.
Fact that they respond better that way. I said, does it work, Bob? He said it showed like it did so far. They had a great 4th quarter at Tennessee, and they've held the team that had almost 400 yards of offense in the first half to about 125 in this half.
Taking confusion training to another level again, so much so that impacting scheduling. It's outstanding stuff.
Langer back to the 33-34-yard line. Now they'll pick up Ohio State.
Years ago when Uwe von Schamann kicked a big one here in 78, 79.
Yeah. Evans finds his man, Kearis Garrett. Well, they have been as advertised, the outstanding wide receivers. Lucas, Garrett, Josh Atkinson. Back, the kid from Jinx, Oklahoma.
With Philip Montgomery's Hurricane.
Look at this. Wide open touchdown. Kevin Lucas absolutely broke free. Ahmad Thomas wasn't anywhere near him there. Of Ty Darlington today, the starting center. They hope to get him back for their next game. Here's Perine. Doing so much on his own. I think he got the first down. I think the extra effort got him the first down. Mike Elling, Doug Freeman, our director. Getting our FS1 day started in college football as Perine sets sail again. Inside the 50 to the 48. Perine. Looks like he's got it. That should do it. Another capacity crowd, another sellout here at Memorial Stadium. And the Oklahoma Sooners give win number 92 in 100 tries at home for that man, Bob Stoops.
A lot of success here today, but they'll have to go back to the drawing board to figure out again, once again, Timmy, who they really are identity-wise offensively.